Okay, there's no one around the playground today, so I might just have a quick fly around here, see if I can get some decent shots. Could be kind of fun for a change. Here we go, back with the ducks, and wow, this spring is a cracker. It's turning into really good weather. Makes the lake really sparkle. So that was a playground flight. It was good fun, enjoyed that. A couple of people stopped. I gave a young lad a look through the goggles while I flew around. Him and his father were kind of impressed. They're looking at buying a Mavic. So yeah, there's a lot of interest in drone technology. So now we'll go back home. I wonder what those daffodils are doing now. It's been a week or so since I last flew over them. More of them should be in bloom. Let's go and check them out. Here we are at the daffodil area. Look at it, it's beautiful, lovely. With the low sun of a late, well, it's an early spring, but late in the day on an early spring day. And I wanted to talk a bit about the situation with the council and the bylaw. I mentioned it last time. They want to insert the word drone in the bylaw, so effectively it bans the flying of drones in parks. Now, their rationale for this, the justification for banning drones is that the council's asset manager, he's not an elected person, he's an employee, he's a manager, he has repeatedly told the council that no, it's illegal to fly drones in the parks because there's an airfield less than 4 kilometres away. And I've told this asset manager on many occasions that that is not the truth. If we operate a shielded operation, we can legally fly in this park and any other park in town. The asset manager refuses to believe that. In fact, when I made a presentation to council recently explaining the whole thing about shielded operations, here is what he had to say.
Civil aviation, which you're very well aware of, Mr. Simpson, requires people within 4 kilometres of the airport to have their wings. The approval that council will grant is as landowner.
Correct. Mr. Anderson, you are incorrect. How can Rotorua allow its people to fly in their parks within 4 kilometres?
I asked you something different. I said, is what I said correct?
No.
You're saying it's this.
The shielded operation removes the need to fly wings.
Right, thank you. Thank you.
I asked you a direct question which you did not answer.
Mr. Anderson, in respect to regulations, you are to provide the council with written proof from CAA.
I did not grant Mr. Simpson permission to videotape.
Thank you.
I please make it noted that he he publishes that is without my...
This is a public meeting, Mr. Anderson. Yeah, you can see he was very agitated, and the man, I don't know that both oars were in the water at that time, but he has made it very clear on many occasions he doesn't like me, and it seems that, you know, this is just my observation, is that he cannot act professionally enough to set aside his dislike of me in order to do his job properly in this particular case. So he told the council you can't fly within 4K, so the council said, well, we better ban drone flying in the parks then. But I got a letter from CAA which says Mr. Simpson is right, his interpretation is correct, there is no reason at all you can't fly drones in the parks because we have a shielded operation. So this has been forwarded to the council. Now the CEO of the council, another employee who doesn't like me, he then suggested to council that, well, we should pass the new bylaw as it is and review it later in the long-term plan, which is crazy because why would you change a bylaw on the basis of evidence or claims that have been proven false by me? The asset manager has made these claims, I've proven them false. Why would you go ahead and change them on the basis of false information and then promise to fix them up at some stage in the future? Right now these bylaws are under review, so now is the time to make sure you get it right, to pass good bylaws, not pass ones you know are wrong and then try and fix them later. This is a delaying tactic on the part of the CEO of the council. He, like the asset manager, doesn't like me, and he doesn't want anything that I prepare or any initiatives that I bring to council to go ahead. So he's trying to delay the whole thing. Absolutely unbelievable. You wouldn't believe it unless you were actually here looking at it. But so we'll see what happens. I'll keep everyone informed because sooner or later I'm going to call on you people to make some submissions on this bylaw, and we'll see whether they listen to the people who make submissions, because under the law they are obliged to receive submissions, and if they don't, then I have another plan. But that's another thing. Let's go and fly under these trees, over these daffodils before we lose the light. It's looking really sweet. One slightly irritating thing with the SJ7 Star is that it's very easy to press the record button and not realise you're not recording. It makes a noise but doesn't start recording. You've got to actually look at the back of the LCD each time and make sure that the little red thing is flashing, which is kind of annoying. There is also flashing LED on the front, but it's hard to see in daylight. So yeah, that's probably my biggest gripe about this camera, is because I just filmed a piece and I was flying, had the camera trained on me while I was flying, explaining what I was doing. When I landed I found the camera was off because I hadn't started recording, so it timed out and stopped recording. It stopped, it just twitched itself off. Pain in the backside, but we should try and work around that. See how we get on. Time for a new battery. I've got some battery bags coming, which I'll be reviewing on the RC Model Reviews channel soon, so if you're interested in battery bags, then watch out for that because they are important actually. I've just got mine thrown in this pack and it's not the safest way to do it, I have to say. It's better to have a nice fire resistant bag, then you're going to find yourself in a much better position. If something goes wrong, that pack's made of plastic, it's going to catch on fire and I'll probably get smoked up bad if something happens while I'm wearing my pack. So who knows. And I'm not going to put the HD camera on this time because I'm going to let my hair down a little bit. What hair? But I'm going to let it down a bit. And the flies better without the HD camera. And I just want to have some fun. So that's what I'll do. And I'm doing it out here because this is the far away from anywhere. There's no one out here. They don't come this far from the beaten track. So it's a lot safer to fly with a bit of speed on or anything. Get this camera angle right. It's a lot safer to sort of fly out here with this, with any speed if you've got, switch, there we go. I wouldn't do this over by the playground or anywhere else because it's not safe. Just not safe. And as I say, it's all about safety because it only takes one slip up and I'd ruin it not only for myself but for everybody else who might want to fly here. So I am flying safely, not, you know, for everybody there is. So I get my angles pointed right because I want to get some rest. This is because these thick trees. I will need to turn my head because there'll be a lot of loss through some of these trees given that it's rained. They're all covered in water. Yeah. As I say, let's get this sorted out. That doesn't look too bad. I shall turn on the DVR. Come on, you can do it. Notice also with this, sometimes the DVR won't come on if you've had it on. Oh, there we go, it's on now. And record. Record, come on. There we go. Now we're recording. So let's go and have some fun, see what we can do. So you'll be looking at this DVR footage while I'm doing this flight. As you can see, I can see where everything is. There's no issues with visibility. We're not going to have anyone popping out of the woodwork somewhere. It's quite safe to do this. So, and I quite like this little area here. It's good fun for getting some proximity in. I haven't flown proximity for a while, so I'm a bit rusty. And we'll just see how we go on behind these trees because my helical isn't going to reach out that far, but yeah, it's all good. There doesn't seem to be any dropouts. Ooh, lots of fun. I should have pointed the camera out here where I'm flying. Look, a little water out here, it's incredible. And obviously someone's been driving a vehicle across here because there is all sorts of vehicle tracks. See that? Vehicle tracks. Can't fly a drone, but you can muddy up the park something terrible. Now I don't know what's around. I'm not actually that familiar with the layout of this area yet, so I could get lost quite easily. It's one thing when I'm flying, when you're flying mini-quads, it really does pay to do a reconnoitre of where you're flying so you know where things are, because if you crash, it can be the devil's own job to find it, especially if you don't have a beeper on. I haven't got a beeper on this, so if I lose it, I've got to have to use my telemetry on the Tyrannus, and I'm probably leaning, am I? I can't tell, probably leaning because I'm not doing any, yeah, a bit of low RSSI there. We're off the end of the antenna, but I remember when I first came and flew out here, I was so slow. I'm not that fast now, and I'm a bit shaky today, so it's not helping. But it is just, I just enjoy cruising smoothly around the trees. Sometimes smoothly, sometimes I jerky because I'm get the parkies going, but it is fun. It's more fun with friends though. Nevertheless, it is quite nice to have just a bit of time out on your own, because this is one of these things that's a real unwind. If you've been working away and you get near the end of your rope, it's nice to come out and just unwind through the trees. And actually this is working pretty well today, given that we've got all this wet foliage around. I'm quite happy with this. Oh yeah, I'm having some fun here. My hands are shaking though. Damn this Parkinson's. Actually, speaking of the Parkies, to give you a bit of an update, it's really starting to affect my swallowing. I take some pills at night and man, I'm starting to choke on those pills because my swallow reflex isn't working very well. And that's making it difficult to swallow stuff. And apparently that's how people die with Parkinson's. Your swallow reflex basically dies and then you drown in your own dribble. So I'm really looking forward to that, I gotta say. Who knows? Anyway, I make the most of what I got while I got it. And this is another reason why I'm so annoyed at the council for their intention to change the bylaws so that this will become illegal. I won't be able to do it. What the hell is it? You know, what skin is it off their nose? Whether I or other people do this, enjoy ourselves. In my case, maybe some of the last enjoyment I get, here we go, running out of battery, maybe some of the last fun I get flying around here like this. And I would really hate to lose the right to do this. So let's hope sanity prevails. As you can see, I'm not doing flips over trees and things, I'm just having a good time. This is my level of skill, so I enjoy flying to this. I push myself occasionally, but my thumb, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like really bad today. I'm shaking all over the place. So my battery's getting low, I'll probably come in now. But I hope you've enjoyed that little tour of the arboreal section of our park. I enjoyed it, I really enjoyed it. So much fun, so much fun. Let's come and land if we can without landing in a puddle. We're down, woohoo, loved it. So that's, yeah, bloody hands. Yeah, I think that's probably the end of my little vlog for today. You don't really want to see me walking, I better turn the DVR off so I don't lose the footage. You don't want to see me walking home, it's really boring as bat poo, but I had a really good time, I love it. So stay tuned. Also, I got, so far I've had about 17,000 views of the Old Man Flies drone in the park, so it's a format that seems to gel with some people. I don't want to thrash it to death though, so I'm doing this one, then I'll look at doing something different next time. We won't be out here walking in the park talking, but I'll try and keep stuff fresh and new and see what I can do. But I am seriously thinking, now tell me what you think, I'd like to know some feedback. I'm seriously thinking of starting a channel just called Old Man. Look at me, that's me, because there's things I'd like to cover in vlogs and things not necessarily related to model flying, FPV and all that sort of stuff, and I'd like to just give people some perspective what it's like to be an old man, especially in a hobby that's full of young people now with drone racing. Man, it's all about young. It's all, you know, everyone is skateboarders and motocross riders and gamers, they're all getting into it. Here's me, look at me, 63 in the shade, and I'm having as much fun as anybody. So I think a lot of people watched that last video, Old Man Flies Drone in the Park, and a lot of the response was from people my age who surprisingly are doing this themselves. Maybe we need to have a support group. You know, hello, my name is Bruce and I'm an old drone flyer. Is that what we need to do? I don't know. So I've ruffled on. Anyway, there you go. Just floating some ideas for you. What do you reckon? Old Man channel? Get this crap off the XJet channel. Who knows? Right, going home. It's a lovely, oh man, it's nice and warm. I love it. Fantastic. Life is good. Thanks for watching. Ugly ducklings.
Hey?
Ugly ducklings.
Aren't they nice?
Yeah. Gosh, got a lot of swans this year, haven't we?
Yes.